Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we'll be jumping down into the charts once again to take another look at Zilliqa, what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you do find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free to join. I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not check it out today? If you're looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, why not check out the Patreon services, also in the description down below. Fantastic kind of things that we offer there, from everything from education through to trading. If you are looking for a little bit more from the space, why not check that out? It'd be fantastic to have you down in our Discord server as a member. Let's jump down into Zilliqa then. So we are paired up with USDT, hourly chart. Binance is our data source, and yesterday's pullback triggered an impulsive move down, and that's actually a good thing because it allows us to actually have structure here. So essentially what we've got is a 3-3-5 move. Okay, so 3 waves over here, 3 waves over here, and all of that will be 5 waves. So we end up with a really good structure from that kind of perspective, just flat correction in a 3-3-5. Now, this does mean that we have to have this 5th wave pull back down. And on the bigger scale of things, we actually want to kind of come down into this yellow box. Now, we don't have to. This is just the area that I was expecting us to pull back down to. So whenever this 5th wave ends is probably a good point, in my opinion, for a nice reversal. And I'll go through why I think that in a moment. So I'm running on the premise now that we have essentially completed our 5th wave high. And all of this 1 through 5 on this impulsive structure up essentially just became wave 1 on the larger time frame. Okay, and what we're looking for potentially might be a deeper correction, and you know, this might be the beginning of that deeper correction, or alternatively we go back to an impulsive structure and we go up into a wave 3. Both scenarios at this point in time are possible, and I'll go through what I think is more probable in a moment. So essentially, we're right now tracking this wave 4 and we're looking for the wave 5. Okay, so let's just drill down into that. Let's just really focus in on what is going on down here. Let me just get rid of that for a sec and bring this in, right? So we pull back down nicely. Now inside here, we've got structure that makes sense. And yeah, we're basically right in this point. So it looks like an expanding flat correction. It looks like it's reached its kind of level of retracement there. It's a little bit on the shallow side, to be fair. So if I were to run this from here to here, where would I expect that to be? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's actually not too bad. It does meet the requirements, so we'll be okay with that. So let's now run it from the other angle, and we'll take it from here to here. And we can see that we could pull back to about 12.7, but we could, of course, have a different scenario, and I'll grab hold of this one. Sometimes these can be a little bit more complex, and in which case we would look for a much, much deeper correction, and this one would take us down to approximately 10 cent, 10.3. Okay, so 2 different scenarios. There's the one that you would expect to see, the more standard, which would basically be about 12.7. But sometimes you get an extension on some of these. It looks like wave 3 is extended, but it's not actually extended. But I do think what we've got is basically wave 5 that has the ability to be an extended wave down, and that extended wave down could take us towards 10 cent, okay, right in this sweet spot down here. So I'm just going to kind of leave that as an idea and a concept, but I will actually use a rectangle here, and I'm going to mark out these common areas that we would expect for a 5th wave as it stands at the moment. If we push up higher, then actually we'll lower down our 5th wave target accordingly. Okay, so for now, this is kind of what we're looking at. If I mark this up with 2 lines, right here, it's basically between 12.7 and 13.08. Okay, that is the spot here that I'm expecting this retracement to go down into. Now, jumping into the different time frames, we've already got a really good position on the 4-hour, and we've got a really good position on the 8-hour. The daily is correcting nicely and is almost into the oversold area. So a relief bounce on the daily is probable, right? So all of this 335 correction, guys, is more than likely just going to be a giant A wave on our daily, which means we'll bounce up and then pull back down even more. Okay, again, we are trying to target this this little box here. So we should be mindful over a couple of things. One, this could just be a single 335 and we move on out, but I think that's less likely. And it could be a bounce that moves up, but actually we just end up pulling back down again. So there's going to be some opportunities in there for sure, but we want to be open to the idea that we are, going to be pulling down. Because what I do think on a weekly chart, we need to see a deeper correction, right? We're just up in the overbought area, and we need to see a correction, a bounce up, and then a pullback deeper would be actually quite welcomed, because I think that would actually line up really, really nicely. Now, what I'm hypothesizing here a little bit is that with a deeper correction would come a wave 2, and then we end up with a fantastic wave 3, 4, and 5 coming up afterwards, right? And because this really good impulsive structure that we've had, we want to see a wave 2. Wave 2s are typically quite deep, between 50 and 88%. And then we end up with a 1.618 move of our third wave with a shorter 382 on the fourth wave, right? So I want to kind of just leave it out there as saying that's the kind of structure that I want to see for Zilliqa. And we had an ABC previously because it failed to reach the impulsive structure. So we're on potentially good grounds here, but we want to see this second wave correction come down really, really nicely. The stochastic RSI on this weekly chart does need a correction, just like Bitcoin, just like many others, and I would expect a pretty severe correction to bring that back down. Okay, so this will come after a bounce up, in my opinion. So I think it's going to be choppy. I think it's going to catch a lot of people out, unfortunately. But I would expect some kind of pullback to occur. But I do think there's going to be a relief bounce beforehand. But I am also aware that there's a lot of selling pressure, right? People unstaking ZIL, trying to get out before any kind of impending crash, etc. So the selling pressure is going to be mounting up massively. So yeah, it's not something I think is going to kind of last too long, the relief bounce that is, and then will be a deeper correction coming afterwards. But at the moment we have 335 structure. I think this marks the end of this part of the correction. We'll then go up with a bounce, which will probably just be an ABC up, and maybe towards the 18-cent range. It's too soon to really know, though. And then we pull down even deeper, in my opinion. Guys, I'm going to keep this nice and brief. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.